welcome back to our farmhouse. My name is Kristen and today I'm sharing with you my 5 tips or tricks that I've learned to survive a busy season of life. So for those of you who don't know, my husband is a 5th generation farmer. We live on our family's farm here in New Hampshire, and being up north, one of our biggest crops is maple syrup. And so starting in January, and even a little bit before typically, my husband is very busy getting the lots ready, stringing tubing, getting the vacuums ready to go, and tanks and all the things that come along with sugaring. And then starting February, first week in February usually, we start tapping our trees, and then the season is underway as soon as it starts warming up during the day and freezing at night. That's like sugaring weather. I'm probably going to do another video about sugaring, so if you guys have any questions for me about maple sugaring and what it all entails and what it's like, let me know down below, and I would love to answer some questions that you guys have. So for those 4 months from January to April, and December is always crazy with holidays, so we'll loop December in there as well. It's just crazy time. My husband works for a local farm as well as having our own farm, and so he's working 45, 50 hours a week for his full-time job plus doing our own stuff as well. It is crazy. And so that leaves me as a stay-at-home mom to do everything by myself. So a lot of times Blake will leave at 3 o'clock in the morning. It's crazy. Even 2 o'clock sometimes, and he doesn't get home from his regular job until like 7:30 at night, and he'll help me get the kids down, and then he's usually back out the door to either bring a load of sap up or check pumps or whatever it might be. And so I'm by myself a lot of the time during the sugaring season, and he definitely works weekends and stuff like that, and so it's crazy. So I have learned over the years a few things to implement to try to just make it a little bit more bearable. It's not going to be a season that we're thriving, but I also want to make sure that we're surviving and that we're doing well and we're enjoying life even in this time that's super busy. So number 1 is definitely your mindset going into it. I have learned to just prepare myself. I know that come January and specifically February, once tapping begins, that we are going to be busy, and so I just need to prepare myself in my head that I'm going to be doing a lot of things myself. I'm going to have to take on more of the roles that Blake normally would do if it's not a busy season, which, I mean, we farm, it's always a busy season, there's always something to do, but sugaring definitely takes the cake. So just going into it with the mindset of knowing that you're going to be busy, knowing that you're going to have more on your plate, and just being prepared mentally for that, I feel like makes a big difference. Then number 2 is to stay organized. I know this is definitely tough when everything is on your plate, or a lot of things, and but definitely staying organized has helped me a ton. Just being able to just pull open my planner and look and kind of try to map out our days definitely helps. My Sunday setup routine has been helping me a ton during this busy season. I'll link to that one below. It just went up. And yeah, just trying to stay on top of things as best as possible, trying to really stay consistent with an evening routine and staying on top of things so that you don't get behind definitely has helped me a ton as far as like housework and things go. Staying on top of the dishes and the laundry has been huge, and then prep the night before for the next day is super helpful. It's something I just started doing now that, you know, the kids are a little bit older, and I feel like I'm kind of trying to get into a little bit more of a routine and a rhythm. This past year, like the first year of Katie's life, was just wild, and so now I'm like trying to reorganize my life a little bit, and so yeah, definitely like prepping the night before. Even something as simple as prepping their sippy cups. They have like apple juice and water mixed in the mornings, and so getting their cups ready and her bottle ready for the morning, just, you know, dump the milk into the bottle and put it in the fridge. So all you have to do is pull it out and warm it up a little bit for her. But little things like that make a big difference in your day the next day. So definitely getting organized and staying organized and finding systems and routines and rhythms that work well for you. I'm thinking about doing a whole routines and rhythms systems series on my channel, so let me know down below if that's something that you would be interested in, and I am looking forward and thinking about creating that for you guys. All right, Number 3 is to lower your expectations. And now normally we're listening, or at least for me, I'm listening to podcasts and self-help and inspiration things, and always want to be reaching for the next level and doing more and having these great expectations for myself. I'm definitely a perfectionist and I like things to go a certain way and be a certain way, but in the midst of a super busy season, you just don't have the free time to have these super high expectations for yourself. And so I say, when you know it's a busy season, just lower your expectations a little bit. I knew that, you know, my house is not going to be perfect. I'm not gonna have the dishes done all the time, I'm not gonna have the laundry done all the time, and my floors might be dirty or whatever it might be. You know, we might run out of things in the house or whatever, but as long as the kids are fed and happy, that's what matters. And another thing with food, I don't cook dinner every single night. When it's a slower season, I try to as much as possible, but I mean, we did a lot of just like sandwiches or breakfast for dinner or fish sticks and french fries. Like, just lower your expectations knowing that it's just a season. Number 4 is to ask for or accept help. And this is one that I struggle with so hard, okay? And I didn't take as much help as I should have in the previous, you know, in the past years, and it definitely bit me in the butt, especially last year having a newborn. Our daughter Katie was born in December, so she was a newborn. She was a super hard baby, and Bryce was 2.5, so he was a busy toddler. And I just feel like I really didn't do a very good job of asking for help, and I probably could have used it, and I think my mental health could have used it. And this year I definitely was struggling through by myself for a while, and I finally had to I had a breakdown week and I just had to ask for help. And so now my mother-in-law comes over on Tuesday mornings. She owns her own business, so she is able to just kind of move her schedule around. So she comes over on Tuesday mornings and helps me out with the kids for a few hours, and my mom takes Bryce on Thursdays, and then I can get stuff done like while Katie takes her nap or whatever. And she's a little bit easier to just kind of, she's more independent. So she takes Bryce for the day and I'm able to get some stuff done. So definitely asking for help and having open communication with your spouse. If your spouse is the one that's gone all the time, like in this scenario, Blake's gone a lot and it's just me. But definitely being open with him has definitely helped a ton too, and just telling him like when I'm struggling and when I need help. And you know, a lot of times it's easy for him to choose to go and do something else. There's always something else to be done in a farm. Any other farmers' wives can hear me, I'm sure. And so finally just telling him like, I know that you want to go check lines or you want to go do this, that, or the other, but I need your help today. Like, I need you. And just being able to get on that level and say that is huge for me, and it's a relief, because then other people know where you're at and they're able to help you. And a lot of times they want to help you. The people that love you and are supporting you don't want you to be struggling through. They want to help. So ask for and accept help. It's a big one. And then number 5 is to know it's a season. So sometimes in the midst of it, it feels like it's never going to end. I was telling my husband like last week that it feels like the last month in pregnancy, like this crazy, you know, sugaring season that we have. We know it's going to come to an end. And same thing with pregnancy. You know you're not going to be pregnant forever. Like, the baby is going to come out somehow, some way, eventually. But in the last month of pregnancy, you're tired, you're exhausted, you're physically just done, and you're like, when is this ever gonna end? And that's kind of how it feels for sugaring season once we get close to the end, and probably for those farmers' wives that are, you know, doing harvest or whatever, or any kind of a busy season. You just have to know it's a season, and it will end, and there will be, you know, another season that you're going into. And it might be a long season, longer than just 4 months. It might be a season of life that, you know, for a whole year you're super busy or something. But just know that life always changes, circumstances are going to change, and it's just a season. And you just kind of have to have that mindset going forward, and it definitely helps a ton. Just to know that it's not going to be forever. And again, with the lowering your expectations, like, you know, it's a season, so you can have lower expectations. And then once the season's over, you can kind of move on to the next season, and maybe that's your season of making dinners. Someday I will get there where I will be able to make these wonderful recipes. I love baking, so I just can't wait until I get to a season of life when I can bake more often. But right now is not it. So anyway, those were kind of my 5 tips. I hope that was helpful for you guys. I don't know, leave me some feedback down below and let me know. I just want to be able to share what I know and be able to help other people, specifically moms and definitely farmers' wives, because I know that you guys can relate to me just on a different level. So I hope that was enjoyable for you and helpful, and I hope that you guys will click the subscribe button. Make sure you're following me over on Instagram. I'm From Our Farmhouse on Insta. I love hanging out over there and chatting with you guys. So I will see you in my next video. Bye guys. How to get through a busy season. Earthquake! Wanna come sit with Mama? Whoa, whoa. Girl. One. Yeah? No. Alright, let's go change your diaper and get you situated, girl. Oh. We're back. And then there's a cat. It's just chaos all the time at our house.